The fast radio station.
That's important. Okay. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being on my podcast. Excited to have you. You kind of fell into the trap. I had completely overlooked the fact that you have been a business owner now for how long?
It was 8 years in January.
8 years. Mm-hmm. Okay, and we'll talk about that. But when you commented on the first post, whose podcast did you comment on? I forget. Was it Jackson's?
It was Jackson's, yeah.
Jackson's.
Mhm.
And as soon as you commented, and I was like, oh yeah, she's a business owner. I got
And
her.
You got me.
I got you.
Yeah.
So thank you for reaching out and reminding me. For the people who don't know, what business are you in?
I am in the dairy business.
Okay.
I'm a cheesemonger.
Okay.
Yeah. I own a stand called Meister Foods at the West Side Market.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
West Side Market here in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the West Side Market?
It's located on West 25th Street, 1979 West 25th.
1920. Okay. And actually, you guys just got a big upgrade over there, didn't you?
We are currently in the midst of a 3-part phase. We got taken over from the city of Cleveland. I think it was probably over a year for sure. And a nonprofit took us over, CPMC, and they have been raising money to do a ton of much needed upgrades.
What kind of upgrades have you guys got so far?
We started with the vegetable arcade, which is like an L shape. They did one section right now, so it's all brand new out there. Their main focus is to keep the architecture of the market the same, but
Okay.
just upgrade things that needed to be upgraded. So architecturally, it's the same outside, but just different produce booths lower so people could, access the fruits and vegetables easier. Just cleaning it up. Now we are in the second phase, which is it kind of beneath the scenes. It's our coolers and our dry storage underneath,
Okay.
which I don't know how OSHA never shut us down. It was just awful downstairs. It was cool, but
What
just
was so awful about it?
it was just old school. If you just picture like the Rocky movie with like meat hanging and, it was just it needed to be redone, you
Okay.
know. The market's an over 100-year-old building, so things that, went neglected by the city, is being finally worked on by the nonprofit. So right now our coolers and our dry storage is in the longer part of the vegetable arcade outside. We'll be in there for 18 months while the basement gets finished.
So there had never been upgrades since the date opened?
Little things, of course, obviously,
Okay.
through the years. And then, we're raising, the market's just trying to, there's a lot more competition today, you
Okay.
know. When the market started, there weren't all these other stores that people were going to. And now we're competing with farmers markets and Trader Joe's and Whole Foods and Aldi's and Giant Eagle. And, around every corner, people
Yeah.
have access to fruits, vegetables, everything. So the market needed to kind of update itself, So we're getting, more of a nightlife scene eventually in a bar. And, at Whole Foods, you can do a little happy hour and walk around. And at the market, there hasn't been anything like that where you can go and pick up your charcuterie stuff, your cured meats and your cheeses, and then grab a bottle of wine from somewhere and go home with it.
You can do that here? No, not yet.
The Market Cafe does sell wine. It's not a real expansive list, but no. Eventually we're going to have a bar and a nightlife scene
Is that phase 2?
that's going to be phase 3 they're working on right now. It's going to be an event space too. There's a part of the upper market that even I've never been up to. And it's going to host, it'll be a commercial kitchen, so chefs are going to start coming in. They're already doing chef demos outside in one of the stands in the vegetable arcade. But there'll be wedding space, meetings will be held there, corporate events. It's just going to be I mean, it's opening us up to a much needed demographic of getting chefs in there and people that follow, influencers
Yeah.
are so huge, and so we have some bigwig chefs that have been coming down to the market and doing we have influencers walking around the market and plugging it.
Nah.
I just don't want to fall into a tourist trap too, though. We need shoppers to come in.
Okay.
Because sometimes, the market's always on the destination to go to. Like, you've
Yeah.
got to visit the West Side Market. So,
For people who don't know, basically, like, what is, like, the West Side Market? Like, if you had to paint a picture of, like, this is what the West Side Market is, how would you paint that picture? So, like, if somebody's never been there before, what to expect?
well, it's a market. It's in a historic brick building and with lots of individual vendors. Every stand is individually owned, and you can find everything from spices to chicken, beef, lamb, some pre-made foods. Like, there's a gyro stand and a Frank's Bratwurst is there. So it's a place it's a grocery store.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know you guys have parking there because I just got a parking ticket. And I still haven't paid
no!
it. Yeah, they got me and Eli and Simon. We went there, I had dinner across the street, and I got a parking ticket in the mail, and I forgot to pay it, and I just got a letter from some lawyers in Colorado,
Oh, okay.
saying we got to pay this ticket.
So
I
did
got-
you park in the market parking lot or did
Behind
you
the
park
market.
Behind the market.
Yeah, behind Mitchell's.
Okay. So you get an hour and a half free. And then after that, I think it's only like $1 an hour or something.
It's a $30 ticket, so they got me.
Yeah. Well,
gotta
you
pay
should have
it.
scanned the QR code.
Didn't know. I was
Okay.
so used to just riding the
Yeah,
the
yeah,
motorcycles
yeah.
just cut right through
Right.
and park. But yeah, whatever. Old news.
Okay.
Okay. So that's exciting times for the West Side Market. Things are going to
Oh,
be
yeah.
happening. How many phases? You're in phase 2.
We're in phase 2. I mean, for right now, just another phase that I know about, and also getting air conditioning and heat finally.
Oh, that's a big deal.
Oh, it's a huge deal. We have no temperature control. So there's only we live in Cleveland, so it's like a couple months out of the year where we're comfortable at the
Yeah.
market. So that's a big deal.
So what would you do with all your produce at night?
No, I mean, the cases are refrigerated.
Okay.
It's just we're not refrigerated.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, we have heaters, personal heaters behind each stand in the winter.
Yeah.
And we have fans blowing on us in the summer, and it's very uncomfortable.
Man, I don't think I know any outdoor markets or outdoor field markets that have air conditioning and heat. Yeah, that sounds very nice and
Yeah,
welcoming.
well, I can't wait.
Well, that's awesome. So tell me, from the beginning, how were you always an entrepreneur growing up, or how did you become into the entrepreneur business? As far as like having your own business and wanting to do that in life, were you?
I wasn't good. And my husband always tells me to stop saying that. There wasn't many things that I was good at. School was
Okay.
not for me. I knew I didn't want to go off to college. I mean, I tried it. It just wasn't my thing. There wasn't anything really that I was into but working hard, and I watched, parents who were at the same job forever, and that's just what they do. They work hard. And I got the job at the market when I was 14. So
Okay.
I started in April of 1998.
Okay.
And, I learned what I needed to learn by an old school German who was very strict about everything. And so I became very strict about everything. I took that job very seriously. I didn't know that I was going to ever own my own business. I kind of just, I don't know. I went to work. I loved my job. I loved the customers. And then I'd say in my early 20s, even though the owner had 2 children, he did not want them to take it over. He
Okay.
presented me with a future plan. He said, I'm not going to pass this on to my kids. They're going off to college. They're going to be doing other things. I know that you love my business, and you would take really good care of it. If you stick with me, by the time you're 30, you'll own this business. And it didn't happen exactly at 30, and I understand.
Yeah.
He had things going on and financial planners setting up his life and how long he should work for. So, so it happened a few years after that, but it felt right.
Yeah.
It felt right, to just pass that torch. You know, I absolutely love what I do. My dad has this saying that you'll never work a day in your life if you're doing what you love, and I truly love the West Side Market.
That's
I love
awesome.
the people, the customers, my coworkers, most of the time. Um, I do. I love it.
What you said in the beginning there that he was very strict and very just serious.
Oh yeah. I mean,
What,
he was fun. He was fun.
what
Don't get me wrong.
what did you take from that? Like, what was like the one like?
I mean, from
What's
the
one
way
thing
that
you
he,
remember that he was just like, and
oh
you
my gosh,
still
it
to
was,
this day?
it was everything. It was these little things that he taught me that will forever stick in my mind. You know, when you're waiting on a customer and you're smiling, don't drop your smile as soon as they walk away. What if they look back and they see that smile dropped real quick? You know, it was something like that, you know? And so,
That's a very German thing to say.
Right.
That's a German, yeah.
I mean, and it was like that. It was like, keep smiling, keep showing that you're happy, you know, like, and, you know, to always be aware of your customer. Like, doesn't matter all this back work, your customer is the most important thing, you
Yeah.
know? Like, to wait on them and to give them a good experience. So, like, if we were doing back counter work, we had kind of like a shiny black, you know, strip that was on, like, the wall. Always look there. Always look behind you. Have eyes behind you. Make sure you grab the customer as soon as they come up, you know? And so you're always paranoid that you were. So, like, my coworkers now, they joke, they're like, oh, don't worry, Nina will see them. Like, if they're busy doing something, you know, they know
Yeah.
that I'm going to catch that customer. They know I'm
Okay.
going to be on top of it. Because I'm just.
So it was like a
that's
little
how it
mirror.
is.
You could just look up there.
Yeah.
And you didn't know somebody was at the counter and just there.
Yeah, and I'm also, I mean, even if I'm in the dishes and I'm cleaning, I'm always like looking behind me every 2 seconds to make
Yeah.
sure I don't miss someone.
That's
you know?
awesome.
Well,
I-
because
I-
that's a customer, you know, that's somebody that's potential business, you know, you don't want to miss them.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I really like that. I've never heard that. What if the customer turns back around? Then they might catch on to like, that was a fake smile.
Yeah,
It was
that
fake
wasn't
Are they
real.
really appreciative of my
Yeah.
business kind of thing? You
Yeah.
know? I like that. I'm going to carry that with me. Okay, so 98 you started there. Mm-hmm. When did you officially take it over? This is yours.
Like I said, a little over 8 years ago.
Do you remember
so
the
what
day?
is that? It was in January, is when he retired. And I don't remember it. I could look on Facebook and
No,
see the
but do you
party.
remember how that day felt?
Oh God, I felt amazing. You
Tell me
know?
about that day. I want to know about that day. You got your own business.
I wish I could remember the first day walking in to being it just by myself. I mean, I feel like I'm still not by myself. The boss still comes around every single week. He pops in on Fridays.
Does he really?
Oh yeah, every week. You know, there's so many owners.
What's his name?
Ed Meister.
Ed Meister. All right, Mr. Meister.
Mr. Meister. There are so many people who have owned the business down there who retired, who I've never seen again, and it's kind of sad. But he still makes a point to come every single week to shop, do all his shopping down there, and to, of course, tell me what I'm doing wrong. Still, that's
Still giving you the
oh,
game.
he still gives it to me every week, every week. But I know it's just that how he is. I mean, I love him. You know, was like my work father.
Yeah.
So
So when was the moment that you realized, like, or was there a moment that you were like, this is mine?
yeah. Oh, I don't know if there was an exact moment, but you know, now that 8 years is 8 years, so I can't even believe it's been that long. Honestly, I really can't. Like, it just felt natural. So it wasn't like this moment where, I mean, I just came to work. I did the same thing. I do
Yeah.
the same thing I did when I worked for him. I mean, but now there's stressors, you know, being the actual owner, things that, you know, I realize now that he went through, you know, it's there's competition and there's social media and there's a lot of things, because I was, you know, it was a well-oiled machine, so I didn't change a lot.
Okay.
But the things that need to be changed now are things that, you know, I'm trying to keep up with. You know, like there's a lot of stands down at the market that have upped their social media game, and I'm not a social media person. So I just sat down with my brother's girlfriend who lives here in Tremont. She just started her own boutique marketing firm. She works for a real big company, and so it's not like competition. They're letting her do her own thing.
Yeah.
And she sat with me and gave me some pointers on what I need to do to kind of up my game a little bit.
Are you on the social medias? For
I'm on it. I don't do the best job. I post every once in a while.
Yeah.
I could do a lot better. I could definitely do, and I'm trying to. I'm currently in the process of gathering. You know, I want to have a collection and then
Yeah.
just start going to town. You know, that's my goal right now. Taking a bunch of pictures and then just start plugging away.
When so the biggest stressor you're noticing is that the social media is not. How is it that social media is playing such a big part that you've noticed?
Because social media is kind of everything right now. So we have Kate's Fish at the market. They're huge.
Okay.
They're one of the biggest fish vendors around. Like, in your algorithms when you're looking things up, according to my
Oh, the
future
word.
sister, and
The
you know,
A-word.
if you and there is there, and
Yeah.
it was so eye opening to me, you know, about what goes on. Like, you could type in "where's the best fish,"
Okay.
and Kate's Fish will come up as number one on Google right now, you know, because of algorithms, you know, like, and people are paying extra money down at the market right now for, there's like, what is that, geo tracking,
Okay.
you know, and like like Heinen's and stuff, they do
Yeah.
that where they can gather by your phone. Like, if you walk around the cheese department in Heinen's for how long you were there, and then you'll get in your car later, and Heinen's cheese thing will show up on your phone, you know, on a commercial. They have like a way now to do these. I know it's trippy.
That is trippy because I'll get a notification from Google Maps and it says, "Are you at this restaurant right now?"
Yeah.
That's what that is?
There's I'm not saying Heinen's does this, okay, for sure. She was giving me examples of what's going on when you circle certain places and how, or when you look things up on Google,
Yeah.
how if you start getting into the habit of your tags, your hashtags, things like that, you'll come up. So I'm
Okay.
not saying that social media, if I did better with it, my stand would be busier. I'm not saying that, but because people are so influenced by what they see, it makes the market a hot spot, so they're coming down to shop. People want to go to Kate's Fish. People want to go to Ohio City Pasta. You know, people want to go to these places that are blowing up, you know,
Okay.
and be part of that. So I want to throw my cheese name in there, you know, and even doing this collab with you, you know. I mean, I was excited to do that so that I have something to post.
Is that the rain? It is the rain.
It's supposed to thunderstorm tonight.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
The last one, there was a major storm that rolled in right when we were doing a podcast.
Awesome.
You know. So the social media aspect. So it sounds like, are you contracting that out, kind of, to help out with that?
I mean, I don't have that money to do that right now. That's the
Okay.
thing. It's like finding this extra budget to help your business eventually make more money. I get it. So I'll have to do something, you know? So I'm trying to see, but it can be things that are free right now, you know, free websites. Like, my mom's like, how come you don't? I mean, there are things right now that I'm trying to do. There's the ambition right now. The market's been doing fine. Everything's okay, but I want to do better right now. What can I do now that I need to do to set myself apart? And
Okay.
that's what I'm currently trying to do.
Any ideas?
It's the social media, so I'm gathering right now a bunch of pictures, like I said. I am going to start a website
Okay.
so that you can order cheese boards and charcuterie boards and
Yeah.
party trays, and trying to get that out there. So that's one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically just becoming more accessible into somebody's hands, really.
Yeah, yeah,
And just being there if I need a charcuterie board or
yeah.
anything. You could just order and then have it ready for you at your house, at the
Because
market.
right now it's just word of mouth. You know, I need to be able to let people know that this is something that we can do. And so that was another thing that she talked to me about is, you know, is going on. There's even free websites that you can go on and start your own website.
I just wanted to turn that down so we're not picking up all those raindrops.
Okay. see, all of this takes action, Mike. I need action. I need to.
So what's the next
Do it.
what's the next action step? Let's set it right here now for the 7 people that watch this podcast.
The
They're gonna
next-
hold their. I had to turn down the gain a little bit, so if you can, just speak a little closer to the microphone.
Okay.
You can move it to
Okay.
So what is the next action step?
The next action step is to take pictures of boards that I'm doing because
Okay.
that's something that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
And getting it out there that I'm doing that. Whether it's just taking these pictures and just plugging it on my social media because the West Side Market always reposts everything.
Okay.
They have a huge following. So right now, just getting my boards out there.
Okay.
You know, so doing little personal boards. I can do little smaller ones and up to huge events.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So you're also into the catering, is that correct?
I mean, lightly catering. You know,
Lightly.
we can do. I mean, we've catered weddings and stuff. It's been a while, but we can do party trays for funerals and
Okay.
or whatever. I mean, we have people that call us regulars, like, "Hey, I just got out of the hospital. I want to send a big party tray to the whole nursing staff. They
Yeah.
took really good care of me." I mean, we do those kind of things.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you get the repeat customers then. That's
yeah. Oh,
nice.
yeah, we do. I just did a party tray on Wednesday for some regulars of ours, and it's just cubes and
Yeah.
whatnot. But I mean, they that's not the first time they've ordered it from me, so I'm lucky. I mean, that is what's great. I have a lot of people that have been with me since I was a teenager. I've been waiting. Jackson's dad. I mean, he was just in a couple weeks ago.
Really?
You know, I mean, it's
The economic hardship and like having to raise your prices. Ultimately, like what kind of like goes through your head as like a business owner? Because you had mentioned in the beginning, like you never had to deal with that when you were just an employee.
right.
So what are some ways that you found useful to make those hard decisions? Like how is it that you can do that?
I
Or
mean,
what helps you? What helps you, like, because you got to raise prices, and I know you love people and your
Yeah.
customers, and you want them to come back.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, what allows me to do it when I finally do raise the prices is that customers usually are really understanding about it. You know, they know that we're a small business. We
Yeah.
still have our regulars that come down religiously. And I justify it by knowing that I haven't done it in a long time. You know, I don't raise prices
Yeah.
on the same product right away. You know, I give a very healthy grace period, you know, before I have to
Okay.
raise it again. And sometimes I eat the cost, you know. I mean, it's just part of, I mean, not where I'm in the hole, but just,
Yeah.
you know, make the bare minimum on it for a little while, you know. And I look around. I compare pricing. You know, I go around and, you know, I have the girls, if they go to another store, they're always, you know, all the girls that have been with me forever.
Okay.
You know, I have very loyal staff and they're just good. And they'll go to Giant Eagle or something. They're like, you know that the baby Swiss there is $8.99 and you're only charging $6.99 or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, oh, and it makes me feel a lot better
Okay.
to know that, you know, because for a while there, like I said, the bigger stores, Aldi's always beats us. That's
Yeah.
just what it is. But
Those
sometimes-
Germans.
right?
Those
right.
Germans.
Sometimes the bigger stores are higher with stuff,
Yeah.
you know. So, but it's really just the customer interaction with us is
Okay.
why I think we have what we have, you know, and why we're able to sustain ourselves. You know, it's what sets us apart from big retailers. You know, I know my customers. I've watched. I mean, I have kids that were in the womb with their parents that are now like off in college or getting married. I mean,
Oh,
that's
wow.
how long I've been there. That's how some of my customers, how religious they are with coming to the market. You know, it's an awesome experience.
That is awesome. So you have some people that work for you as well.
Oh yeah,
How many employees do you have?
I have 4 employees. I have Christy,
Okay.
Chef Christy, we call her. We call her Big Booty Mama. That's her name.
Big
BBM.
Booty Mama Chef Christy.
Yes.
That's a name.
She has been with me, I mean, over probably 25 years.
Okay.
You know, we've been working together. She
Wow.
didn't always like me, but because I was crazy, I took over like Ed did. Ed
Okay.
Meister. I was like very German about everything, and I
Yeah.
did not know how to handle stress. And I was way too serious at work and never fun, and just like I was not fun to work for. And I have
Why weren't you fun to work for? Like, let's talk about this. Let's I want the inside scoop on this
oh my
business
God,
here.
I was just not. I don't know. I just took everything so seriously, and I think definitely, when I took over, I was really just, I slacked off for a while working for Ed Meister. I had a
Okay.
period where, my life took a turn, and
Yeah.
I went away
Young,
for a little while.
yeah.
I was crazy. I was doing my thing and not taking it as seriously. And when I got my head back on when I was 24, I took that market seriously again. And I mean, I really did. I was, I just, anytime something went wrong, I was upset about it. I didn't have a good approach with how to, I was always criticizing or always telling somebody how they could do it better. And
Are we talking about employees? Like
yeah,
how?
but they
like,
were coworkers even at the time. But I
Coworkers?
ran the
Okay.
stand for Ed. I did everything for him.
Yeah.
And I just, I just didn't have a good approach
Okay.
with things. I didn't. And I went through like a whole personal journey, a while ago of just like learning how to be more vulnerable, learning how to let things not take things so seriously. I don't, to be able to tell somebody what to do, but in a loving way. I like to dance at work and have fun with my coworkers. And
Okay.
I don't know. I think I've taken that approach not just at work, just all over the place. Like
yeah.
the older I've gotten, more people get crazy. Like I wear life like a loose garment saying, like I really do. I let things roll off in a way. I mean, I take things seriously, of course, but like
Yeah.
I just, I want to go to work. I enjoy being at work.
Was there a defining moment, or was it just something that
Oh.
over time you were just kind of like the stressors, just like, you know what, I'm not going to stress anymore. Like, what's the point? Or was it kind of just like a learned thing?
It's a practice to not be stressed. It's a practice to learn how to take deep breaths. It is not something that was just this moment. I mean, I can tell you that the girls that have worked for me in
Yeah.
the past have put me in my place for sure.
Okay.
But that wasn't the moment where I was like, I'm going to change tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like it has been a process of working on myself to learn how to not take things so seriously.
Okay.
And not only do they benefit from that, I have benefited from that, because I don't bring that stress home. So, everything ends up, it's not that I don't put action behind work and take it I do. It's
Yeah.
just, there's so much more to life,
So that's probably, I'm imagining, because that's something for me as like a relatively new into the real estate industry and flipping houses and like the costs you have to eat sometimes. And like you can bring that stuff home with you and it affects your loved ones. It affects the people around you and how you talk to people. And so that's something that is definitely a practice for, I can even say for myself that like I'm not perfect, and sometimes a lot of the times I probably bring it home and I might be a little upset sometimes.
Yeah.
But I have a rock star of a wife and she takes care of everything. So
You do have a rock star
yeah,
of a
she's
wife.
awesome.
Yeah.
So having that divide, it sounds like being able to, as a business owner, leave work at work. Like you got to find that balance.
I mean, I bring it home sometimes, of course. I mean, the market recently has been more stressful for me.
Okay.
I mean, dealing with the nonprofit hasn't been the easiest because, it's like when an outsider comes in, like they never worked at the market. They don't know. And there's these things that we felt like we were grandfathered in to be able to do. And now
Yeah.
there's rules, like,
Okay.
and so that's been, a little, but I'm like the model citizen there, like okay, you want me to make sure I'm open till 6 o'clock? Okay, I'm open till 6 o'clock. I won't,
Yeah.
or 5 o'clock. But there's, like I said, because of the economy and because of, like my staff, a couple of them have been there a long time. I wish I could pay them way more than they get paid now.
Yeah.
I want to be able to afford to give them stuff, and in being a small business owner, it's like 401ks, putting things aside, like the market doesn't have that. So that becomes a stressor. So I bring that home to my husband, you know, a little bit like, I'm worried about my future. I think I need to start my own thing. You know, I want to
Yeah.
put money aside so that when I retire, I also have something, you know.
Yeah.
Besides Social Security, I don't have anything like that. So I've been trying to put together a business plan of how much can I afford to set aside so that when I'm 63, 64, 65, whatever,
Yeah.
I have this amount of money, you know. And so we've been working towards that goal.
That's
Because when you're a
awesome.
small business owner, I know quite a few that don't have insurance,
Mm-hmm.
you know, unless they're married and they get it through their spouse, you know, so they have to be worried about, how do I get health insurance? How do I start my own 401k? How do I, you know, these are things that you need to be able to have.
Yeah. So how is it outside of work or even at work? Do you deal with the stressors? Is there something that like a hobby or something like you unwind and just you're able to separate that? Or I mean,
I feel like, I'm not saying that I'm like Zen master, but I really feel like I don't know. I'm pretty just chill.
you
a
can just
lot.
compartmentalize things. And
Yeah.
just,
There's things I'm neurotic about. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you could ask Jason. I'm definitely neurotic about certain things. Like I'm a OCD cleaner and things
Okay.
like that. I'm a big organizer. I love things clean. You know, it's just clean house, clean mind. I'm just like that. You know, my refrigerator has to, and it's funny because of the ways that we are, and these are things that were learned from the boss.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like that at home. Like I line up all my pops and everything's in a row because at the stand everything's lined up and it's got to
Yeah.
be fronted. So if I took a Pepsi out of the refrigerator, I front it. Like I'm so bad.
Got to rotate them and just like
Yeah.
expiration dates in your own Pepsis in your refrigerator.
Expiration dates are a big one. I threw out a bunch of stuff today when my mother-in-law left. She's probably, I hope she doesn't look in the garbage. Yeah, I mean, it's expiration dates. It's all those things. Like, and I have a weird inanimate object thing that I like feel bad about. I don't ask. There's this, it's really, so like
Went right over my head.
if a pop's been in the back of a fridge for a long time.
Okay.
Oh God, this is so bad.
If a pop, all right, no, go ahead.
It could,
Let's
be,
hear
it
it.
could be a coffee cup that hasn't been used in a while.
Yeah.
And its job was to be a coffee cup to be used. I will go and grab it from the back because I feel bad for it. And I will use it if it hasn't been used in a while. So if a pop has been being overlooked because
Okay,
other pops were
okay.
being, it's a weird thing.
Yeah. All right. Hey, look,
Don't ask. This is not
no lonely coffee cups in your
no
guys'
lonely
household.
anything. I
Or
mean,
anything.
Yes. Yes. No. So.
Okay, so yeah, you just okay. Yeah, that's nice to know. That's definitely admirable that you can do that because I know I've heard from some people recently. They say that a lot of people for some reason game, and I just found that fascinating because I don't game.
Oh, video game.
Yeah,
is
like
a
video
good
game and that,
de-stressor?
like yeah, like and ever since I've heard people started talking about their de-stressors, now I love to ask business owners like, what is your de-stressor?
100% cleaning.
100% cleaning, just
mean,
organizing.
For hours. I mean, I could do a 6-hour shift at the house and feel like $1 million after I'm done. Like, I don't know. There's something about it.
I'm with you on that. I'm definitely of the clean freak nature. I like things organized. Yeah, Angelica will tell you that for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is some of the freedoms that you get as a business owner or that you love or
That I might take advantage of?
no, that just like some of free. No,
Because I say if Ed Meister ever sees this, he'll be like, well, I'm sure. Well, you know, freedoms. So one of the things,
well, we've talked about the stressors and like the actual
Yeah.
being an owner.
right.
What,
there
what
is
are the
freedoms,
Yeah,
for
what are the
sure.
perks? What is
It's being able to kind of set my own schedule.
Okay.
You know, where I never missed. My parents went every 4th of July to Myrtle Beach.
okay?
4th of July is huge at the market.
Yeah.
So I only went once with them, even as a teenager when I should have went with my family and built these memories that they talk about.
Yeah.
The market meant too much to me to ever miss a 4th of July weekend. I never wanted to upset Ed Meister and not go.
Mm-hmm.
I even remember my graduation weekend from high school, making sure I like rushed back that morning so that I could be at work instead of like graduating and being with all my friends. And so now having kind of, the market is important to me. I'm there
Okay.
as much as I can be. But I do take vacations. I have adopted the European approach. I make sure I do vacations with my family. I leave work if my daughter graduates at 10 a.m. I go to her graduation. I make sure that I'm there. I co-parent because I'm divorced. So I only get these, I don't get every single day like
Yeah.
everybody else does. So I try not to miss out on any moments, and having my own stand and having employees as good as they are, and knowing that if something comes up, they know what to do. That gives me the freedom to be able to go do this. Like I'm having a big surgery in August and I know my staff's got it. Even if they're a little stressed about
Yeah.
it, like they've got it. They know what they're doing. They're awesome.
Wow. So, the buying of the freedom, that's definitely something I've always heard from business owners, is that they enjoy that freedom and that they can make their own schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And then family immediately follows up with right after that freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like it was a pretty big deal when you were missing those 4th of Julys.
Well, I was giving that as an example that as a kid, to not go with your family to a place they went to every year, and it's not that Ed said, you're not allowed to go or you're fired. He never did that. But it's, it's that unspoken thing. Like,
Yeah.
you better not leave me, kid.
Yeah.
And I never wanted to upset him,
Yeah.
I mean, I knew how much the business meant to him, and it meant that much to me too. I wanted to be there, and I didn't want to screw anyone and not be there to hustle. The market used to be, when I started, like it was that thing that if you weren't ready and set up before the market opened, you were playing catch up all day. I mean, we'd be 5 deep, just
Yeah.
non-stop from the moment we opened till pretty much we closed. I mean, that's just at least how the market was for the first however many years I worked there. And like I said, the adoption of all these other places through the years, the market just started to kind of fizzle out a little bit, and now we're
Okay.
having this resurgence, of this in the media, and in the market's a hot spot again,
Yeah.
so it's kind of nice.
Have you seen that there's since the phases of the renovation, have you seen people started? It's starting to get more busy now?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
Absolutely. Yeah, the market is it's a good thing and a bad thing because we have a lot of people that just want to come see the market. We want people to come shop at the market.
Yeah.
So but definitely the market's packed with people.
That's
you know?
awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it has some slow moments and slow days. I mean, like anything. And then we have our days where we're like, that was crazy. That was a huge rush or a huge day or, so that's good.
That is good. Now, when you were talking about your employees, we talked about one of the 4, the other 3, and that you were going out for a surgery and that they're going to be running the ship while you're gone. What do you, what's something that you, who's the short timer? Or is there, who's the shortest
So-
person there you've had?
You mean short in height? No, I'm kidding.
Who's the midget? Oh, no, I can't
so-
say that.
Christy, Big Booty Mama, and Alyssa have been with me. Like I said, Christy over 20 years, and then Alyssa, God, I don't even know how long. She's been with me forever. Those guys are the man in the ship. I have Amanda and Kate, who are local here in Tremont. Kate's probably been the shortest. Her parents own the Lincoln Park Pub right down the street
Okay.
from here. And she's 15, first job ever. 16, she just turned 16. First job ever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've got those 4.
Do you train them like you were trained?
I try to, not how I was trained, but there are things. Sometimes I feel like I'm doing a little disservice to them because I don't train them the way Ed Meister trained me.
Okay.
I mean, Christy was trained that way, and Brittany, my friend Brittany, who's at a different stand now, we were both trained by Ed. So Christy knows. But they're doing fine. I do give them little tips, and I've talked to them about things and passed on some knowledge that Ed Meister gave me. But, I mean, so I think I'm doing a good job with them. They do really good.
It sounds like it for someone who's worked that long at one place.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing that I don't know that I haven't passed on to them. It's funny because we've been there for so long and we're like this well-oiled machine together behind the stand because it's a small stand. So you have to kind of
Okay.
be, you need to know what you're doing. And Kate, she was 15 when she started there and now 16. So I kept saying, guys, remember, because Kate was having a little bit of tough troubles trying to figure out things. It's her first job.
Yeah.
And I've had many people have this be their first job through the years that eventually it just clicks. And watching Kate now, it has clicked. Like, it's that moment where I'm like, I'll look at her when I work with her on Saturday and see the way that she is with customers. She's so good with customers. So is my other girl, Amanda. They're amazing. That's the most important thing. Like, you have to be good with your customers, and those two, they're awesome.
That was going to be my question. Like, what is the one thing you look for, and it's customer service?
That's the most important thing of the market. That is, like
Okay.
I said, what sets us apart is knowing your customers, knowing everything about them, like being invested in their lives, like that's why they want to come back to your stand. Like, oh, how's your mom doing? And, oh, she's doing, I mean, I have so many conversations with my customers. And I used to look at Ed Meister and he'd be talking forever to these people. I'd wait on like 6 people by the time he was done with his first one,
Yeah.
and not be annoyed by that, just be marveled at that. And now I've kind of replaced him with people, like although I know how to work and talk, he didn't know how to do both, but I can do that.
That's awesome. Yeah, it is fascinating because I will, despite money or location, I will go out of my way and I will pay more money to go to a place that has excellent customer service than a place that has horrible customer service, but their prices, you just can't beat them. I
Yeah.
will always go to somewhere that has customer service. I don't know, maybe that's just the way I was raised or whatever, but yeah, that's important. How many, what percentage do you think is repeat business for you?
I would probably say 70%.
Wow.
Yeah. 30% of people I don't know, or yeah, I'd say 70%. I mean, I know exactly when they're going to come. Don's on Wednesday and Rich is on Monday.
Shout out to Don and Rich.
And yeah, right? If they had social media, absolutely. Yeah, I know exactly when they're going to come.
Wow. That's awesome. So going forward in the future, what do you is there a vision for the cheese stand, or is it?
I mean, I have not explored it further than the idea, but there's a couple people at the stand who I'm close with, not at the stand, but our customers that I've wanted to approach to open up a side business of a charcuterie cart, and bringing
charcuterie
it. Yeah, like
We've
the
talked
mobile
about
we
this.
have, because you're like a woodworker, and I was gonna like present this idea to you to create it, but yeah, I want to do.
Let's talk
like,
about it. What does it look like? What does this business look like?
It's a cart, and
Okay.
it has sections in there, that people can do like an a la carte thing, and I'll put together little boards for them so it can be for their poolside party, for graduation. It can be baby shower, you name it, and it's just simple. You have your cured meats and your fruits and
Yeah.
your spreads, honey, things like that, and just putting together little boards.
So you're talking about like you selling carts or selling
Oh, no.
carts with the food, or
No, I am the cart.
you're the okay. So
I am
you
the
show
cart.
up at
I
the
will-
party with the charcuterie boards.
With my big cart that
big
has
cart.
little charcuterie board trays on there, and people have their own individual charcuteries at their table. Or
Like
in
for
front
a
of
wedding?
them. For weddings.
Oh, this is an idea.
It's a big idea, and I love it. And it's not a unique idea that's that I've obviously seen it somewhere else in other states, and it's popping up, and it's big. And obviously we're in an amazing city with food trucks, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. It would blend right in, but there's just not a ton of little mobile charcuterie carts. So I was thinking about going in that
Expanding
direction.
into a different adventure.
Yeah, but I've been thinking about it for so long. I need to put some action behind it, and I know that I could do it. And I have people that, I was hoping to invest that would invest in it, but I'm not sure. We'll see.
I say do
They're
it.
kind of in retirement right now, so we'll see.
I say pursue it or go find somebody who. I mean, we know so many woodworkers and people that would be interested in helping that out for sure. And
I mean, it doesn't have to be a woodworker. It's just, anybody that can. I mean, I have to get a card and put it together and fix it up. I mean, yeah,
So you just got to find the right business partners.
right business partners. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because the wedding scene, like my sister got married a few years ago and we went to like the bridal show at the IX Center. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like there's a demand for everything, I mean, people it was packed. There was a million people at that place,
So was there already charcuterie carts
No,
at
no,
the
no,
wedding?
not at all. Not at
Oh,
that time.
Nina,
but I'm
you gotta get
saying,
on
like,
this.
But that was 4 years ago, I mean, it's
When's the next wedding convention?
no January's when the one
Okay, you
is.
got 5 months
Yeah, I know.
to be at
Get
that
on
venue
it.
with your charcuterie carts.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a golden idea. I mean, I could just imagine sitting at a wedding, and someone comes around with a charcuterie board, and like every little table gets their own little charcuterie
Yeah.
board, and you just here you go, here you go, here
Yeah.
you go, here you go,
Right.
and you get a service along with it.
I know. I love it. I've always.
We better
loved
cut
it.
this out of the podcast before somebody listens to it.
Oh my gosh!
There's
I was
like
thinking that
seven
same
people.
thing.
The 7 people that
Is this
listen to
live?
it.
This is
No,
live,
no,
right?
I gotta
Okay.
edit it.
Okay. I know I'm kind of nervous. I'm like, what if the other if I go post this and everybody? But that is another thing. It's like most of us all get along. We root for each other down at the market. I mean, I at least root for everybody. So I want to, if they do well, we do well.
Yeah.
But if you cheese stands steal my idea, I'm going to be very sad.
Well, now you have to do it. So now you're motivated
Okay, I'm
because you're going to be
motivated.
driving home, be like, somebody's going to steal my idea. I got to
I
do this.
know. I know. Yeah.
I liked how you briefly just touched on other businesses helping each other, other businesses out. Mm-hmm. And
That's important.
somebody on social media I just heard last week, they posted something about, it's been like a reoccurring theme in my personal life and my business life that like we're in the business of building these people up. Like we gotta help each other out. This whole dog eat dog cutthroat business, like if one person's doing it, I can't do it or whatever. I kind of disagree with that. And
Yeah.
I like that you touched on that. Is that the vibe you get there at the West Side Market? Like, is that a good, like, or is it cutthroat?
I mean,
Is there another cheese person?
Yeah, there's 4 others. There's 5 of us total.
Oh.
There's only one cheese
Crips and
stand that
Bloods.
stands alone because it goes from when the old owner owns it. And she just doesn't like me at all
Nah.
whatsoever, but that's okay. The other cheese stands, I mean, we get along really, really, really well.
Okay.
They'll come over if there's something I can't open, and they'll come over and try to open it. I mean, it doesn't matter. Or, hey, listen, I heard the market's power's out. I'm going to the market now. Do you want to check my stand? I'll check your stand out, and I'll give you every temperature of every corner in that thing. Like that's what the cheese shop owner the other day did for me. Like we all try to look out for each other. At least the cheese people do.
How does that happen? I mean, in my mind, my
Mm-hmm.
first initial thought was, how could I help my competitor within such a small rate? Because you guys are within a small radius of each other.
Right.
How is that?
We're all on Cheese Alley now. We're all next to each other
It's
too.
Cheese Alley.
Yeah.
Wow.
I used to be the only cheese stand that was on the opposite side. I was on the West 25th side, and or Lorraine, I'm sorry, and now I joined them about 4 years ago.
Okay.
So
Cheese Alley.
I'm on Cheese Alley, and what is nice about the other 2 stands? Okay, so there's 4 of us. So about the other 2 ones, they are different from me. The
Okay.
import store also sells everything else imported. They've got amazing olives and cured meats and things like that. So they're uniquely different. The cheese shop is all imported, mostly, and I have a hodgepodge of everything from my salads and to all Ohio Amish product to imported also. I
Okay.
sell a lot of anybody that's local with a product of hot sauces, ketchups, things like that. I make sure I sell it. Everything's got to be local that I sell of shelf stable stuff.
Okay.
So just to try to boost them up and support local people.
Yeah.
Which I'm huge on.
So you guys aren't the same. I mean, you are the same, but you're not the same.
We are.
You have
we
your
aren't.
own niches.
Yeah.
Within that demographic.
And we sell a lot of the same stuff. I mean, we do sell a lot of the same stuff, but different. We also have,
Okay.
like you said, our own niches that are just that we do. I think that's why there's less competition, and why we look out for each other. You know, and we've all known each other forever.
Okay.
So there's that. Just knowing each other, and we know about more things than just our business. We're
Yeah.
friends. So.
That's
And
awesome.
I can't say that travels everywhere in the market, that none of the beef stands have, like you said, the Bloods and the Crips and
Yeah.
the chicken stands. And, I mean, there's definitely high school level stuff going on in the market,
all in one building.
Yeah. I mean, we have
yeah.
no HR department. That market goes off. Okay. So it's fun. It's exciting to.
Cutthroat.
It's interesting. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's interesting.
That sounds exciting. It almost sounds like a whole like a reality show could be filmed down there
Oh,
or something.
100% it could. The
Yeah.
stuff that goes on at the market behind the scenes.
Like today in Cheese Alley.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's so okay. So the list of, because I did not know, I'm horrible for this. I didn't know that it was more than cheeses. What else is sold on your stand?
So for local products, we carry the Cleveland Ketchup Company stuff. So we have their mayonnaise, ketchup chips, mustards. I sell Fuego barbecue sauce, which is owned by a guy named Ian. He works out of Old Brooklyn.
Okay.
So his barbecue sauce is fire.
Yeah?
Like, the habanero blueberry is ridiculous.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Yeah, I sell fattoush dressing from Nate's Deli, which is the Middle Eastern restaurant that's right next
Okay.
to the market. So his dressings. I sell local honey, local maple syrup. What else do I sell that's local?
So I'm assuming you go right to these vendors and you say, "Hey, look, this is me. You guys want to sell through me?" Or
A lot of times they are entrepreneuring themselves. They've come up to the market like, "Hey, I noticed you sell this. Can you please sell my product?" There's a hustle out there with people that have, specific things. When you are just hot sauce, when you are just barbecue sauce, just a dressing, you're at every single farmer's market. You are at stores like myself asking if your product can be out there.
Okay.
Will you sell this for me? Will you sell my kimchi?
Yeah.
Here's a sample, because you got to be out there. So I try to support and do the best that I can with carrying anything that's local,
Wow. Yeah, you guys are just definitely a lot more than just you. Like,
Yeah.
you guys kind of all work together in order to thrive together. That's amazing. That's really cool. I had no idea. I just kind of figured that it was like, you would go to the vendor and get stuff and then you sell it, but without each other's help.
Yeah. No, we do that. We have wholesale companies, and even some of our wholesalers, we make sure we stay local. We have Alexi Meats, which is right off of Woodward down here in downtown. I mean, we try to keep local as much as we can, because you have your bigger companies. You have LaPerry or Cisco or
Yeah.
any of these things, and they're great. But if you can go with a local vendor, that's just how small business works. You try to stick with I go to Agora Foods, which is, their restaurant is Astoria. I don't know if you've ever been there in Gordon Square area. Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous.
I live so far from here now, so I
know
don't.
you do. You got to check them out. They're
Yeah,
amazing.
I miss living on the west side and all the small business stuff, but
Well, that's the thing. Like I said, I just try to, even with my wholesalers, I try to stay with local wholesalers if I can.
okay. Well, that's amazing. I'm so grateful that you came here today. I learned so much about the West Side Market that I did not know. I'm gonna have to bring the family, come down there and check it out.
That'd be
one day.
great.
Any words of wisdom to anybody who is thinking about doing entrepreneurism and starting it on their own path? Maybe they want to open a cheese stand. Maybe they want to.
No. They don't want to open a cheese stand.
Cheese Alley is taken.
Cheese Alley is taken.
You can
We're
go to
done.
Toledo or Dayton or Columbus,
Nope,
some other
nope.
place.
Yep.
But as somebody who's thinking about making the jump, and I mean, just what would you say to them?
making the jump for the first time, I mean, put everything you can into it. Make sure it's a well-oiled machine in the beginning. Like, I can't imagine if I just had this stand brand new and didn't. It's a different feeling when you take over something that already was so good to begin with, you know?
Okay.
So it was, don't change it if it's not broken. You know, so if you're taking over a business, yeah, it's nice to put your own little spin. It is.
Yeah.
But if it's not broken, you know, don't try to mess with it too much. I've watched that happen. People take over a company, completely change it. And, you know, and you can't do that. But if it's your first time venturing off, just give it all you have, you know, try to be good to the people that work for you. Because
Yeah.
if you have happy employees, you know, that's a big deal.
Big
You
deal.
know, it's a big deal, you know, and try not to sweat the small stuff. I mean, I did that and I was not happy.
Yeah.
You know, so try to just be a good person.
All right.
Good things will happen.
And the last most important question, because I don't know the answer to this. Where did Nina come from?
Okay. Yeah. So my real name is Christina.
Yeah.
And you know the story you tell yourself and you think that this is actually how it happened, but I'm not 100% sure. It's just a
Okay.
story I've always told people. But when I worked for...
I want the truth.
But that's what I mean. I'm not exactly sure if this is exactly what happened. But when I started with Ed Meister, there was already a Chrissy that worked there.
Okay.
I mean, and that is true. She got me the job down there. She also worked at a doctor's office with my mom and told her to send me down when I was 14. And Ed said, I can't have a Chrissy and a Christina. I swear he said, and so he said, did they call you anything else? You know, Tina, you
Yeah.
know, whatever. And I was dating a guy my freshman year and he called me Nina. And
Oh.
so I said, well, how about Nina? And then it just stuck. And like, I think of that name more, I identify that with that name more than I do my own name. You know, I'm Nina to everyone.
Yeah.
I'm Nina to myself. I'm Nina to my kids. Like I'm Nina. And
Yeah.
So he pretty much changed my name for me.
Yeah, because when you commented on my Facebook, I knew it was you.
Yeah.
But then I went in my phone to search for you to text you, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
She goes by Nina.
Right.
And I've never asked you where that came
Yeah.
from.
For the longest time, my parents were like, I'm not, that is not your name. I'm not calling you.
Yeah.
That. You are Christina, you know? But they've even rolled, I mean, they just call me Nina now too. And he completely changed my name.
It stuck.
Yeah.
Mr. Meister.
Yeah.
Made it stick.
Oh, Mr. Meister. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Mr. Meister.
Oh, for sure.
He's created a product that's lasted forever.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for coming, and thank you for being on this
Thanks
podcast.
for having me. Awesome.
And we'll have to have you come back and check in and
Okay.
when that cheese cart business is going.
There you go.
Or not
There
cheese
we
cart,
go.
the charcuterie cart.
The charcuterie cart. Yeah.
Charcuterie cart. Check it
Uh-huh.
out in January.
We're going to call it Cheese Girl. CHZGRL.
Say that again?
Cheese Girl. That was my license plate.
Yeah.
Forever. CHZGRL.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I
I'm
always-
putting a patent on. You can put a copyright on that, right? You're gonna have
This
to.
is all you.
Okay.
This is
It's a
your
copyright.
business.
Gotcha.
It's funny because that's how I, but like people like Jackson and everybody else say, you guys know the cheese lady? And like, oh yeah, we know the cheese lady.
Yeah.
Because they all know you from your license
It
plate.
was the cheese girl. Yeah, the cheese lady.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, Nina. Well, thank
All right,
you.
Mike.
I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
The fast, radio.